Okay, we're live. Another Friday night. I knew I was going to do Saturday, but things came up that I couldn't swing Saturday at 1:30. We will probably try to do it again next Saturday. We'll see what happens, and we'll see where we go from there. Let's see. Anthony Redneck Way of Life has already been in the comments. Chrissy Noble, that's my granddaughter. Evelyn, miss you too. So, where's your dad, Evelyn? Tell him to get on. So, but other than that, nothing else going on. Another day in Johnny Five, what's up? Another day in beautiful Las Vegas. We are clear, sunny, no wind. Our cold temperatures have gone. We were down into the upper 20s earlier this week, and it was definitely cold. Not our type of weather that we're used to, but now we're clear and sunny. We're in the upper 60s today, and back to our 40s at night. Yeah, he does not want to. Okay. Well, if he doesn't want to, then he doesn't want to. So other than that, nothing else is really new. Haven't been working on the car much, been working more around the house. I did show this last week. We did get the new carburetor for the ATC in. That will go us when we go to Grapevine this summer. David Collins, cold and windy, typical weather for us. Okay. No, it was windy and cold, and we were definitely not used to it. But yeah, but we're back to our normal temps. They're talking rain for us starting of Monday and next week, but we'll see what happens. Good to see you, Johnny Five. You see, Hazy got his branding iron. And speaking of Hazy, he will not be joining us tonight. He's not feeling up to snuff. I hope he gets better. He's got his show on Sunday. I was kind of hoping to drink a chub beer with him, but I guess we'll have to do that maybe on his show come Sunday. We'll see. And so other than that, that's about it. I sent links out to both my sons. Evelyn was in here earlier. She's in this Chrissy Noble, and she says he doesn't want to come on. That's my oldest son, and then we got Patrick, but we'll see what Pat's doing. He hasn't been feeling up to snuff lately either himself. I'll have a beer with you. Okay, David. Cheers, David. But yeah, so hopefully Hazy feels better. And we'll see what happens. I was on Jimmy C's for a little bit last night. Monica was there. Jimmy C has one about 8 o'clock our time, Vegas time, called Thirsty Thursdays. And he has a few people. Anthony Redneck Way of Life was on there. Monica was on there. Who else? God, I can't remember who else was on there. But yeah, I was on there for a little bit. And we watched his show. And then we turned around and then this morning, Hazy put up a show or vid. Gafko, what's going on? We put up Hazy put up a vid of him trying out the branding iron on 2 guitars that he wanted to brand, and seemed to work pretty well for him, but his method of heating up the branding iron has a lot to be desired. So Anthony, what's going on? And so we'll see if he ever gets that fixed up or gets a proper torch to sit there and heat it up. When I was heating it up with a torch, I don't think I was getting it as hot as he was getting it, because I was still able to pick the handle up with my bare hands without getting a glove on. And he had to sit there and tear up a shirt that he got from Ian and to wrap it around the handle so we can do some branding. Wood shop extension is built, gets felt tomorrow. Doors just on, and just need a good sized window. The extension. Okay. Hey, Anthony.
Yeah, it looked like it was a tad bit too hot.
and I was heating it up with a torch, and I wasn't getting it that hot to where I could still handle it with my hands.
Right. Well,
So,
I mean, I used to do a lot of woodworking, and a lot of people think they got to get it real hot to burn in the wood, and no.
yeah.
Now, if it had a lot of lacquer or something like that over the top, but he was burning it before any of that, so yeah.
Yeah, but he was definitely having a good time with it.
Oh yeah. Hey, it's trial and error. That's what I tell people.
Yeah,
it's trial and error, man.
Well, he realized that because he had that test piece there that he was testing before.
Anyway, yeah.
And when I had it, I did it 3 times, and 2 of them were on my painted tool bench, so I was burning through the paint and everything else, so you couldn't see it. And there were probably about, I want to say, maybe 4 coats of paint on that tool bench. Yeah. And then I went over to the scrap wood pile and got a piece of scrap wood, and it worked great.
Well, I mean, if you got a branding arm, I mean, I've had them. I used to have the old school ones that sit in a little pot of charcoal, all day long. But the thing about that, when you get them that hot, it's, first you got to have a long enough handle on where you can hold the thing.
Yeah.
And then it's just a bump. You know what I'm talking about? It's just
yeah. All you do is touch it and pull back.
Yeah.
It's going to, hold on, wait, Johnny 5. It's going to be a big L shape, 16 by 8, 8 by 11.
Yeah.
Is that the shed now, Johnny 5?
Yeah.
But yeah, so.
Yeah, because I mean, I've had them so hot and pushed so hard in it that, it goes beyond the branding on it and then hits the backside and it's just a blob. Yeah.
If I was a stray cat or a dog in his neighborhood, I'd be scared right about now.
Ooh. Here, kitty.
Here's a piece of tuna. Come here.
Poor cat. Is that your cat? No. Why's it got your name on
it? Got your brand on it. It's got to be your cat.
Or be in town here, everybody in the store, local store, talking, who's this asshole Hazy?
Yeah. Hazy goes into town and the guy sits there and Darren, you know who this Hazy Days guy is?
Yeah. Every dog and cat's got his brand.
Scrapping Irish, what's going on?
Hey.
Let's see, what did Johnny 5? Just need to build internal frame now and takes the wall out and be one big space then. Cool.
Yeah, I've been debating on my first building on the property I just bought. Every time I think I got one picked out design-wise, I see another one. I'm like, oh, you know what? That'll be, I need to just quit looking and build one.
Yeah. Well, that's the 2.5 acres I got up in Utah. We sat there and I drew something up. Nah, we didn't like it. Yeah. And then we watched this show where these guys were building their vacation little cottages out of storage.
Getaway. Yeah.
And I said, oh, that's kind of neat. So then we started looking into that. And then we just gave up.
Yeah. I don't know. Like I was telling my wife, I don't care what size it ends up being, what design it ends up being. All I know is it's going to be insulated. Yeah. That way, no matter winter, fall, summer, I'm going to be in there,
Yeah. Well, what did Johnny? Then more insulation and cladding, then done. Taken 2 days to build it. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Oh, here's my oldest son.
Hey,
T-Dub.
Hey, what's going on, Dad?
Nothing.
Yeah. So I say,
where's Pat?
Huh?
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt anybody.
Oh no, you fine. I'm just saying that, the same here, and I'm going to try to keep it that way.
Yeah, Hazy's got the branding iron now.
You were telling me about that earlier when I called you from home.
Yeah, and so we're waiting for. I said just telling Anthony that I hate to be a spare or a stray cat or dog in his neighborhood. Hazy out there holding the T-bone steak, going, "Come here, puppy, come here," with the T-bone in one hand, the branding iron in the other.
Have animal control. Anybody know this Hazy guy? We've been picking up a lot of his dogs and cats.
A lot of dogs and cats with this brand on them.
Find the owner of this marking, and you'll find your culprit.
Right.
We like the Joker. Used to leave the Joker card, or everywhere. It was a Joker. Hey, his card's here.
But
Hazy strikes again.
Yeah. Or you go around his neighborhood and all the wood cladding on most of the houses has the brand on it.
Oh, poor neighbor's wooden fence.
Scrapping Irish says, "Wait till he gets drunk and he'll brand himself."
Hey, some fraternities do that. I'll have Roscoe come by, Dad.
Yeah.
Oh no, he should. Is it what he's on one shoulder? He got branded, didn't he, for the fraternity he was in?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's a cool thing to do.
Yeah.
When you're young, dumb, and
When I was in college, I was going to join a fraternity, and that's what they were doing. And I was in the back of the line. Just say I was like, no.
Wait, I'm standing on two legs. I'm not on all fours. I don't have hoofs. I ain't a fucking piece of cat. I ain't a cattle. No, I ain't getting branded.
Well, no, I was watching a guy doing it, and I just noticed the look in his face. He was enjoying it a little too much. Because two guys that theirs come out so bad because he got a little over anxious with it,
Mm-hmm.
I was like, no,
And then
next time you want to brand people, have the guy doing it be sober, okay?
Yeah, well, that's the next
yeah,
question.
right.
How fucked up was he?
Yeah. Oh. My friend's like, why didn't you? I said, bro, no, I ain't cattle, bro.
Yep.
I can take the hazing and the ridicule and all that, but you not sticking a hot poker to me, no.
Nope.
Especially in that condition, no.
I get it. The booze ain't gonna make me feel it, but
I
don't want to have it.
That was the main deal there. I was drinking, but I wasn't drunk. I was buzzing, but I still had my faculties up here where I seen what he was doing, the way he was doing. I was like, hell no, no.
Quicker and cheaper than a tattoo.
Well,
yeah,
with fraternities, why should you have to pay to have friends?
Yeah, exactly.
So did I tell you what happened to Uncle Jerry?
No.
No, his email got hacked.
Oh, is he sending you porn?
No. Karen supposedly sent me an email, said that she's traveling and she's on the road and she wanted my help to get her an iTunes card. So I called Uncle Jerry and I said, what's going on? I said, Karen don't need my help in buying her an iTunes card. And he said, our email got hacked. And I said, okay. And so he says, well, and I said, all right. Well, I said, I'll have fun with him. He said, what are you going to do? And I says, well, I just emailed him and asked her how, Karen, which is my sister-in-law, asked her how much she wanted to put on the iTunes card. And so when it come back, I told Jerry, I sat there and I says, okay, I'll get you the iTunes card. But Karen, remember last summer that BJ you gave me? I want you to give me another one. And that's how I was going to answer it. If you want the iTunes card. It was great, Karen. So they sent back an email saying that we need $400 iTunes card will be fine. I need you to take a picture of it. Everything so they can get all the information on the card and use it and spend it, right? Like if I just got off the banana boat yesterday.
Yeah.
So I emailed her or whoever back and sat there and said, okay, Karen, here it is. I'll do this for you under one condition. Remember last summer, that great BJ you gave me? You got to give me another one before I do this. I haven't heard back from him since.
You know, the funny thing is, he would have crapped if she showed up the door. What the hell are you talking about, BJ?
Well, that's why I told my brother when I talked to him how I was going to answer it. So just in case it came.
Yeah.
I can see Karen Jerry.
Yeah.
I've never in my life. Oh man. Yeah, that's like
some people think that these people who sit there and hack into stuff think that everybody is dumber than dirt.
Yeah, but the thing is, you know, the sad thing is, if you look into how many they actually get, that's scary.
That's true too.
Yeah.
Because when I still had my business and still had it open and going full force, I had one call me with that the Internal Revenue Service crap.
Mm-hmm.
And buddy, she was convinced until she got to the point she wanted me to go get a Target gift card. And I'm like, since when does Internal Revenue take gift cards? Because usually they just take your bank account, take what they're owed, and if there's anything left, you might be lucky. Because, you know, people don't realize Internal Revenue does not need a gift card from you. They just take your bank account,
take
all your savings accounts, your tax returns.
They'll show up and take your car or your
house. Yeah. If you owe that much, yes, they can take your vehicles and your house. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's I got the same phone call telling me that the IRS, and I said, well, first.
Oh, yeah, like I said, she was totally convincing because, you know, I had a business. I thought, well, maybe my accountant, the woman that did my account, maybe she made a mistake and owed money. And then when she got to the gift card, I was like, whoa, wait a minute.
The guy I got is I had to give him my account information. And he was a guy, and he sat there. And if I didn't do this, that the cops were going to come and place me under arrest. And
yeah. She tried to me with that too. When I told her I wasn't going to do it, she said,
"Granddaughter."
Yeah, she was like, "Well, sir, the cops will be there shortly." And I'm like, "Bring them." You know.
Well, I've got company now, obviously.
She's on sippy cups now, gumming him to death.
Yep. Oh, she got two through. She'll bite down.
Oh, she does? Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Elena. Nance.
Say hi, Pop.
I got to get your mom now. Elena's on the show. So's Evelyn.
Yeah, so say you better get Mama. Mama find out the baby's up and you didn't get her, you in trouble.
Hey, Nance. She went upstairs.
Probably not.
Okay.
Oh, well, her loss.
Yeah. Captain Jerk. Uh-oh. So anyway, the guy with the eye said, I'll come over with the cops and we'll arrest you and everything else. I said, bring it.
Yeah.
Bring it. Come on. He says, apparently you got my phone number, so apparently you got my address. Bring it. Come on, I'm waiting for you. I'll be standing out front.
Yeah. That's what I told him. When she threatened, when I refused to do it, well, cop will be there shortly. And I said, well, I'm not hiding. The shop's in the paper. It's in the phone book. You know where it's at. Yeah. I said, all you got to do is ask who the owner is. They'll point you out. Yeah.
So, yeah. Hazy was going to be on earlier, T-Dub, but he's not feeling good now.
So, how many times did he burn himself with that branding iron?
Well, probably he got smoky, suffering probably from smoke inhalation.
Yeah.
CO poisoning.
Yeah, let's see what Captain Jerk's in the house. Mrs. Sister Donna Cantor's in the house.
Yeah.
Where's my younger brother?
I just sent him a text telling, come on, where are you? I don't know if he's feeling better or not. He had round 2 with that cold that hit us all around Christmas.
Oh, so, seriously?
Yeah. Yeah.
He was actually hiding between the bed and the wall because animal control was banging on the door, wanting to know who's branding all the cats and dogs in there.
Dance. You missed it.
Uh-oh.
No.
Did you go upstairs?
Yeah.
Elena was on the show.
Was she?
Yeah.
Oh, well.
No, she's not on now.
I know.
Do I need to grab her? Hey, Chris, can you bring baby here? She's coming.
Trying to?
No, she's trying to. She does the army crawl. She got the army crawl down.
Oh, yeah.
On the forearms.
Yeah.
Yep. She'll do the army crawl, but
Yeah,
she ain't
the
got
scoot-
the
scoot
real
drag.
crawl down.
And do the arm scoot and drag.
Here you go, Mom.
Oh, okay. I'm looking here and not there. Hi, Elena.
Say hi.
She's looking elsewhere.
Said, "Ooh, look at all these nice little keys." And
What can I get into now?
what's
Pretty
this
much,
button do? Uh-oh. That's what that button does.
Sorry about that. I had a phone call and I'm on my iPad.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
We'll let you go.
I can't hear him. I'm gonna have to leave and come back if you can hear me.
Okay.
Okay.
Mom, stay there.
Why?
Stay there. He's going to leave and come back.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
oh, mercy.
You still cold there, Anthony?
Yeah, it's not as bad. The sun's actually out and it's blue skies, but it's funny. We was almost up in the 80s and then boom, last night dropped down to like 29, 30 degrees,
Damn.
Sounds like
which for down here, that's cold, you know.
Yeah.
It's not cold, but for people that live around here, you act like they act like they're in the Arctic.
Same thing for us last week. It was It's not cold for everybody else in the country, but for people here in the valley, it was cold.
Yeah.
low 20s was bad.
No, there she is.
Sorry about that, guys.
That's okay.
Yeah.
She's more interested in what you got going on there
Mm,
in front of her.
toys.
That's the iPad. She's like, "Can I touch the screen and make it change?" Yeah, fun stuff.
See what this corner does.
What's this button do?
Mm,
Pretty much.
T-Dub says she's got a tooth.
Yeah, we said Christy showed the tooth coming in. So is it in now?
Oh, it's probably 1/16 of an inch exposed from the gum now. She'll
Oh,
bite down real hard. She'll grab my finger and put it in her mouth and bite down real hard. And it's like, okay, the tooth is there. Bless you.
Bless you.
Bless you.
fucking.
see, I'm blessing daddy.
See, look, there's Nanny and Papa.
Oh, I'm in Louisiana,
Hi.
David.
Hi.
Elena.
Whereabouts in Louisiana, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm right on. I'm in the. If you look at Louisiana, it's the boot. I'm in the bottom corner.
Okay.
I'm like 30. Yeah, but well, no, I say about 50 miles to the Gulf of Mexico. 40 minutes from Appalachia swamps, and then I have the Sabine River on one side of me and the Calcasieu River on the other side. But it only takes me 10 minutes to get to Texas. So
Oh, wow. Okay. You're real close.
yeah,
The western side.
yeah, I'm down in the heel of the boot.
I was going to say it's got to be the heel.
Yeah, yep.
What's
But
she
I
got?
love it, you know, because it floods everywhere but where I'm at, because we're kind of up, you know, what you would call a hill. It ain't much of a hill, but it's more a hill than they are down there, you know. Because
Yeah.
you know, New Orleans is only 4 hours south of me, and they're 12 feet below sea level. Go figure, you know, it takes
Right.
smart people to build a city in a bow, but you know, hey,
You can thank Mr. Lafayette for that one.
yeah, yep.
Okay.
She's trying.
Is that something she can drink, T-Dub, or what is in her mouth now?
It's a lotion bottle that she's been chewing on.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, this one's got baby eczema, so that's her
Yeah.
lotion. And
Okay. I saw on Facebook this bowl that you can put liquids in, whatever. It's non-spill. They can
Yeah.
turn it upside down and it won't come out.
It's a bowl and a gyroscope.
Yeah, I've seen those. Yeah.
So
Those are neat though, because you can put stuff in it and just flip it around. Reminds you of the old compass on the ships, you know.
uh-huh.
Probably where you got the idea. I guarantee if you look into it, it was a Navy guy that invented it.
Probably.
Because it's mounted just like the the compass and the ships did. That way it can just sit there and stay upright all the time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I was thinking more of those oh God, now like those tops, the gyro tops that had the gyro inside of it.
Yeah.
And how you can sit there and you turn it and
okay, I'm gonna pass her off to mommy. She's more interested in that rubber ring she's got in her hand now.
okay.
Say bye, Nanny. Bye, Papa.
Bye.
Bye.
She don't care if she's playing.
Yeah.
Yeah. She got something to chew on.
Yeah.
So
You guys will be out here in about
Check the
4
camera.
months.
I always like that look they give you when they're busy with something. Go away, servants. You're bothering me.
That's it. That's exactly it. I'm done with you.
I'll call you when I need you.
Yeah.
That's it.
My grandpa used to say, "You come in screaming like a baby, and you go out screaming like a baby."
Yeah, you do.
The number one thing I remember from my grandfather, and I passed it on to my sons, is he'd be sitting there at the Thanksgiving or Christmas dinner table or whatever, and he'd look at you and he'd go, "Put down your tools, pass me the taters."
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And so I sat there, okay. So I think that these guys, him and his brother growing up, I used to put the tools down.
Yeah. Oh God, that's like my first girlfriend I ever bought to the house to meet my parents, and she came over to eat dinner with us. She's one of them that eats chicken with a fork and a knife, okay? And let me tell you, if you know my dad, that goes over about like potpourri in an outhouse, okay?
Yeah.
Because my dad just sitting there and he ain't even started eating. He's watching her and he's like, and he looked, and then she looked up. She's like, "What? He's this. This is how we eat chicken here." He's eating it like a Viking, ripping it in.
I don't think I ever, except if it was a boneless breast, that I've used a knife and a fork.
Right.
But if it was on the bone, I'm picking it up.
Yeah, that's the whole point of it. It's called finger food.
That's it right there.
Yeah.
It's like you go get a bucket from KFC. There's no fork and knife involved in that.
Yeah, that's what I told her. I said, look, when you come to my house and there's something with a bone in it, they don't expect you to eat proper, okay?
Yeah, we're not formal here.
No. Now, you come over with mashed potatoes and gravy and rice or something. Yeah, they may look at you funny if you use your fingers.
Ladies and gentlemen of the round table have joined this party.
Hey, Lisa.
So yeah, it's no, you pick it up with your finger. That's like,
Well, she didn't like getting the grease on her hands, so that.
That's like,
Really?
that's like taking a knife and fork and eating a spare rib with it.
Oh God, yeah.
That's no.
Yeah, it's a boneless rib. Pick it up.
It's a forksicle. Pick it up. It's got a handle on it.
Yeah. That's what my granddad used to say. It's like a lollipop. You eat all the good stuff off of it, throw a stick with it. Yeah. Besides that, the way my dad cooked them ribs, he just went through the bone down.
That's how he cooks the ribs.
Oh yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
He
said all that bone for is to get it from here to your mouth and put it down.
That's
Get
it.
the next one.
I got my oldest granddaughter hooked on ribs.
Oh yeah.
And I told her it's a porksicle.
Mm-hmm.
Just put it in your mouth and pull.
Yep.
Pull the bone.
And if it don't come off the bone, I didn't do it right.
That's it. That's 100% it right there.
Yep.
Wait, hold it. David Collins says the first time I saw somebody eat pizza with it, what, with a knife and fork?
Oh yeah, I've seen them do it too. I swear to God, I've been in Pizza Hut and I'm thinking, hey, this is Pizza Hut. This is not the 5-star Galaxian or something. This is Pizza Hut.
The only time you need a knife and fork to eat pizza is Chicago style deep dish.
Deep dish.
Right. Yeah, but no, this was thin crust. And the sad thing is, I couldn't make fun. I could make fun of it, but the sad thing, it wasn't girls doing it. You know, it was freaking guys. I'm looking at them like, really? Is your mama watching? Is your mama here watching or something?
Right? I'm sorry you were raised by the mom.
Yeah,
I'm over there taking 3 pieces and rolling it up like a burrito.
What did Uncle Mike? You saw what? You were growing up. You saw Uncle Mike eat a whole slice of pizza in one bite.
That was the birthday party at Grandma Rosemary's house when he would turn 20, 21.
Mike, yeah, my brother, yeah.
Yeah. Because Mike and I talked about that the other day on Facebook.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, one slice of pizza in one bite.
It was New York style thin crust pizza.
Oh yeah. Well,
huge slices.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was about like this.
Almost like a taco. Just,
yeah, he just took and put the end in his mouth and pushed.
Well, see, I'm not a big crust eater, so if there's any crust on it, it's going to be on the plate.
Yeah.
Well, I'm kind of, my attitude is once the red sauce stops, that's off limit territory. I didn't come here to eat bread.
my attitude was the same. Is I'm not here to eat bread. I ordered pizza, not bread.
Right.
And
that's why I'm not into the deep.
There's no cheese. There's no pepperoni on the end of this thing. So
yeah. Well, they're like, we put garlic butter sauce on the outside. And I said, well, I'm not here to eat garlic bread either.
Is Dracula around here somewhere? Do I need garlic?
Yeah, yeah.
Let's see. Northern Ohio Railroad actions in the house.
Hey, Nora. Yeah.
Is that Johnny Hager in disguise?
I was never into the deep pan because I'm just, to me, that's not a pizza, man. It's
no, that's bread with sauce on it.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm like, I want pizza, not a pizza pie or a pizza cake. Or
yeah. I like Chicago thin crust.
Yeah. Yep. Especially when it's stone oven cooked. Yeah. We got a place here that makes them. They actually have an authentic stone oven. And man, oh my God, them things are good. They're proud of them, though.
David Collins says we have classic New York style here.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, it's eating pizza with a knife and fork, unless it's Chicago style deep dish. There's no need.
That's the thing. I thought, well, maybe it's deep dish, and I walked by their table and it's thin crust, just like I'm eating. I'm like, I really wanted to slap one of them in the back of the head, but I figured, people get offended
on your head.
Yeah.
Oh well, I'm going to change the subject and throw something out there for a little bit.
Yeah.
Like I said, Hazy finally got his package. He got his branding iron and he got a 6-packet Chub beer. Hey, Shandog, what's going on?
All right.
And so the post office said that it would take 6 to 10 days. It actually took 12 days to get to him. So, okay, fine. But the thing that's got me upset is that they asked what was in the package, and I told them beer and a branding iron, which probably really everybody was trying to figure probably that one out. Beer and a branding iron. Yeah, you drink the beer, get drunk, you heat up the branding iron, go chase everybody around the neighborhood.
Yeah.
What do you think? And so
I'm pretty sure they x-rayed that one 2 or 3 times.
Yeah. So when he got the package, and it cost me $71 to ship it. And when I sent it, they asked me the value of the package. What would you want insurance? Did you want insurance? And I said, yeah, insurance for $200.
Right.
And because I paid to have the branding iron done and all the shipping and everything else, plus the 6-pack of beer, I think
Yeah.
Chubb 6-pack of Chubb is about $9. So I just wanted to cover everything that we had. So I said $200. So then and then on it, I also said it's a gift, so he wouldn't have to pay any customs or anything else like that. Well, when he got it, they sat there and told him he had to pay $71 to get it.
What?
Because I put a value of $200 on there. He had to pay 71. What he said was about 46 pounds, which equals about $71.
Yeah, it's taxes
to sit there and get the package. And I go, what the heck?
Yeah.
Shandog says, hey, T-Dub.
Yeah.
So
that's basically they taxed
I'm trying to figure out why.
Well, they probably knew there was liquor in there too. They tax you for your liquor too. So.
We just lost T-Dub.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of things.
If it's a gift, which it truly was, this was a belated Christmas gift.
Right.
It was a belated Christmas gift, a little late, but I had to go with Gary's schedule when he was making the branding iron. So if it's a true gift, then why are you making him pay for his gift?
Yeah,
I'll be right back.
All right.
I don't know. Well, that just like when I mailed out packages to a bunch of people, Ken and all them, and even WTF Mike, I mailed him a package. He had to, even after what I paid on my end, and that's right here in the States. It's not overseas. When it got to Mike, they charged him $3 and some change because they said there wasn't enough postage on it. They charged Susan. Well, no, Susan they didn't charge because it actually came almost shredded inside of a plastic bag. They said there was some mishap. And someone else they charged. I think it was Ken they charged.
Okay.
My thing is, I went to the post office. I told them I'm mailing it from here to here. I'm paying the postage. Why did they get up there and all of a sudden now one owes $3, one owes like 70? I mean, it was only 75 cents, but still, it's 75 cents they had to pay to receive their package.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what's the whole point of going to the post office and say, hey, I'm mailing this from A to B. How much is this?
Well, the thing that so next time I mail, and so this is the conclusion I came to in my old simple mind, is next time I mail something to Hazy over there in the UK, I guess I shouldn't take out insurance on it because then they're going to valueize it.
Yeah, and
tax the gift. They're going to put a value on it and make him pay to get it.
Yeah, pay taxes. Yeah. Hey, Shandog.
And then the thing that really killed me the most is they would have held it for 21 days. This is what Hazy was telling me. Because he called me and he says they would have held it for 21 days. And then at the end of the 21 days, if he didn't pick it up, then they would have shipped it all the way back to me.
Yeah. Well, you're lucky they ship it back because I know some countries, they hold it for so long the taxes are not paid on it, they destroy it. Well, they claim to destroy it. But,
they open it up and take what's good inside out of it, then they destroy the rest.
Yeah. That's what I was going to say. Oh, did y'all see the crap in the news about the TSA agent?
What?
Did y'all hear that shit in the news about the TSA agent here at the airport? The security?
Oh, made the girl show her boobies twice.
No, not that one. This one, they were getting reports that certain packages that when they were, brought in to be scanned, like iPads and computers and stuff, they were disappearing.
Oh, wow.
So they went undercover to one of the airports where supposedly the guy that worked, and they had an iPad. And they had it completely rigged, GPS, the whole works. I mean, this thing was CIA equipped, okay? They ran it through. Sure enough, it vanished. So they traced it, and it went back to the TSA agent's house. They knocked on his door, and they were asking him about it. And he goes, no, nothing like that come across me. I would have turned it into the office, And he says, I'm a TSA agent. I'm an honest person. Well, the guy had another pad in front of him. He said, well, let's see something. He set off. He had it where he'd make it scream.
Yeah.
You can hear it in his house going, yeet, yeet, yeet.
Oh.
His wife comes to the door with it in her hand.
Oh, man.
And all they did was fire him. See, I told him, okay, that's good. They fired him, but my thing is, lock his ass up. He was stealing.
Yeah. They shouldn't have fired him. Now they can prosecute him, put him in court. If it was anybody else,
yeah,
you or me, we'd be in jail.
Oh, yeah. They would have come picked us up, locked us up, and threw keys away.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like he was a street cop, like he's going to get his butt beat in jail for being a street cop, because he might have put one of them in there. He was a TSA agent at the airport.
So T-Dub, you heard about a TSA agent that sat there and made a girl show her boobs twice?
Twice.
Yeah, it was on Yahoo this morning.
Yeah.
TSA agent got in trouble for tricking a girl while she was in line to showing her boobs, not once, but twice.
Yeah, they make them take their bra and lift it like that and make sure there's nothing hid in their boobs. Yeah. And it's supposed to be a female that does it, not a male.
Yep. Yeah. She fell for, but keep in mind that all the TSA agents, the $15 an hour guys. So it's the lowest of the low.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a TSA agent that's watching this. He's fuming right now.
Yeah. Well, I think a TSA agent, if you can sit there and write your name and the date that you wrote your name on, I think you become a TSA agent. I mean, I don't think the IQ is up there.
Yeah.
And if I offend a TSA agent out there, I'm sorry. But all the ones I've ever come across at the airport definitely show that.
Well, what did Pat get through after 9/11?
Sorry, go ahead.
After what? My youngest son.
Go ahead, sir.
My youngest son, right after 9/11. This is right after 9/11. They got the TSA agents in force, everything else, the whole 9 yards. My youngest son was going down to Texas for a class, and he loaded up his backpack and everything else. And TW, well, you know the story. You tell it. You know it better than I did.
Oh, it's my brother used my backpack to take some stuff with him for work training here actually in Dallas, Texas. And I forgot that I had a loaded handgun magazine in there from going to the shooting range. I used that as my shooting range bag. So my brother gets to Dallas, gets through security in Vegas, no problem. Gets to Dallas, gets to his hotel, starts unpacking the backpack, finds a fully loaded handgun magazine. Like, holy crap.
Wow.
Let's hear it for TSA.
Well, I was coming from Denver, Colorado airport to Louisville International. And the funny thing is, I even walked into one of them deals where you stand in and you hold your hand up and the little deal goes around you like that.
Mm-hmm.
Got through, got my stuff, got on the plane in Denver, flew all the way from Denver to Louisville International. Got off the plane there. I went to get my luggage, and I wheeled it outside, and I was waiting on my ride, and I bent over, and my freaking knife fell off my neck. I had one of them, the little dagger knives hanging on my neck like a necklace.
Yeah.
Never set the scanners off or nothing. Yeah. In fact, where is that little sucker? It's metal, so it should have set it off because it ain't no carbon, it ain't no porcelain. It's metal. But you know what I'm talking about? It's got the little sheet and it snaps into it, and you got you wear it around your neck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I rode from Denver, Colorado, because I had it on my neck and I knew I had it, but when I got to Denver, I told myself before I got dropped to Denver, I was going to take it off, stick it in one of my suitcases. That way, it'd be in the belly of the plane. They can't say nothing. And I totally forgot about it because I've been wearing it so long I couldn't even feel it no more. Got on the plane, flew all the way from Denver to Louisville, and I mean, it's got about a 3.5-inch blade on it, double edged. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah. And
They're
then because my father-in-law pulled up to pick me up, and he said, "What's wrong, man? You got a terrified look on your face." I said, and I lifted my shirt down there and showed him where the knife was still hanging. I said, "I wore that son of a bitch from Denver to here." He's like, "Get in the car before they find out." I said, "Yeah." He said, "Doesn't Denver International have a body scan?" I said, "Yeah." And I said, I had to stand my feet on the big old feet pad, hold my arms up like that while that deal just I said, shows you how good that works.
Yeah.
Or somebody wasn't paying attention to the screen when they got to the front of me. Hey, he's
Well,
got
no, they're telling stories about what happened the weekend. So I mean, they were busy talking. So it went around. You're good. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, the bells and the whistles didn't go off, so you're good.
You're
We're not
good.
on the screen anymore. We're waiting for the alarm to sound.
Yeah, it makes you wonder where they're concentrating the camera at on that thing. Apparently, it's not in the upper region.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Man.
Of course, I'm glad it didn't notice, because could you imagine the reaction of them when that thing went off? Sir, you try to come in here with a knife.
They would have pulled you out of line and sit there and then gone through you.
Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah,
And like,
no,
they've been snapping that rubber glove.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. What else you got there, Sonny?
You have that little limp wristed guy. Come here, pretty boy.
Yeah. We're going to show you how to yodel from the backside.
David Collins. Heck, I feel real safe.
Yeah. He sure do have a pretty mouth.
That's Pat's favorite expression. You got a pretty mouth there, Buttercup.
That's it.
Yeah. But the whole time my father-in-law was driving down the highway, I was like, "Well, that's our tax money at work."
But you think every politician sitting there, they're screaming, "We got to get raised minimum. We got to do this. We got to do that." Well, what about the TSA folks? They're making minimum, you know. But yeah, you got to screen. Let's do a little bit better screening on those folks and raise their salary up to get a little qualified people in there.
Yeah. Well, see, that's the thing. They don't want qualified people, because if they were qualified, they'd have to pay the difference. You know?
Well, then take it one step further. Makes you think. Well, hey, let's think about then the air marshals too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, I actually looked into that. Do you know how easy it is to become an air marshal?
No.
It's scary. It's scary easy.
Huh?
It's scary easy. Yeah. It's scary.
This old boy can shoot straight. Make him an air marshal.
Yeah, because most of them have no. Some of them do, but a majority of them have no law background whatsoever, other than what they learned at that little 6-month course of how to be a TSA or air marshal. It's a 6-month course. That's it.
No, the only air marshal I knew was an ex-cop. And
well, yeah. Usually that's what it is. It's an ex or retired cop that's just looking to ride the bench till he hits, his full retirement.
Yeah, sit there and let me do 20 years with you, and I could travel all over the world
for free,
and I'll make another pension.
Right,
which is cool. No,
I've talked to a few of them I know. Hell, one of them I know, he used to be the garbage guy. He used to ride on the back of the garbage truck. Now he's an air marshal.
Yeah, well, so that's what I'm trying to get. Sit there and take Joe Blow off the street and sit there and put him through a six-month course and give him a firearm, and now you're an air marshal.
Yeah, he makes $9 an hour.
Is that what they make?
That's what he makes, $9 an hour. But like you said, he flies all over the place. So
yeah.
$9 an hour.
And you listen to all we got to raise minimum wage up to $15, $16, $17, $18, $20 an hour. And here you got air marshals making $9 an hour.
Yep. I mean, I don't know if that's the standard for all of them, but that's what he's making. It's kind of like that scale, what you know.
David, look, you read David Collins.
Yeah.
What?
I'm gonna log off. My internet's about to have me throw my iPad through the window.
Okay. Well, get the girls off.
They're gone. They actually went to go do something with their girlfriends.
Yeah.
So you're the only one in the house on the internet?
No, my wife is. She's just watching TV though.
Oh, okay.
Let me see if I can relocate and get the signal to be a little bit more.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
On.
All right.
All right. Sorry about that.
See you in a bit. Well, now all right.
Yep.
Yeah, but
Yeah, well, Dave, that's probably why you had to kick him out for not paying rent. The poor guy ain't making that much an hour.
yeah, he was probably making enough just to sit there and pay power and put heat in the place and feed himself.
Yeah, if that. Yeah.
Hey, Busman 54, welcome to the madness. We've been talking a group of different subjects. We were on TSA and air marshals right now.
Yeah.
And the IQ you need to be one of those.
But you know, I'm like you though. I've met some of them in the airport. I swear to God, they signed their name with crayons.
Yeah.
I mean, I hate to be that mean, but that was that's the visualizing I got.
I'm not going to mention the airport I was in, but if you all follow me, you know the last time I traveled and where I traveled to. But coming back home here, there was a guy there that I held my driver's license, handed my driver's license to. Now, my driver's license from the state of Nevada shows that I'm a vet, okay?
Yeah.
And he wanted to know what this eagle was on the bottom of my driver's license. And I said,
No.
that's because I'm a vet. Well, what do you mean? You're a veterinarian? I'm serious. I'm serious. And I said, no, I'm an Air Force veteran. Oh, okay. So that's what the eagle means? Yeah, that's what the eagle means. And I sat there and I said, oh man. So that's when, let's say the TSA rating just went down.
Oh yeah. Well, they ain't bad. You know, I don't know when they first started this, the federal ID, the actual federal license. I got one just so I didn't have to worry about crap. And I was at the airport, and I'm a material inspector. I was going in the airport because they were extending the runway, and I had to be there to grade and slum all the the concrete to where they need it. And I was checking into the gate, and I gave the guy my license. He goes, "Oh, you work for the FBI?" And I was like, "What?" Yeah. And he gave me my life back, opened the gates, didn't ask me nothing else. And I was like, I said, "No, dude, I'm the inspector." He goes, "Yeah, I know. I've seen your license." And I'm like, I ain't even showed him my clearance card for the airport. He just seen my license, which was a federal issue license. That way I get on plane, trains, and without having to be scoped like criminal.
Mm-hmm.
And he looked at it and he didn't know the markings on it, and he thought FBI and gave him my license back and opened the gate. Never asked for my security clearance, my TWIC card or nothing. Drove right on in. And I told the guy on the other side, one of the foremen for the airport, I said, "Bro, look, I ain't trying to be an ass, but I said, I gave the guy my ID and I was trying to dig for my TWIC card and my airport clearance card, and he just opened the gate at me." Because he thought I was an FBI agent.
Oh man.
Oh yeah. And I was thinking to myself,
I could sign my name.
yeah,
and I put the date down for what today is, and I hired. Yeah. David Collins says he has one of those IDs. No.
Yeah. Well, see, if you get a standard license, it looks like a standard license, and in the top right corner, like ours does, anyway, it says not a federal ID. If you get the standard license.
Yeah.
All right. Where's my old one at? I forgot what the old one said. Where's my old one at? I think they gave it. Yeah, they gave it back to me. They punch a hole in it. That way you can't use it anymore. Yeah, up in the top right hand, it says not for federal identification.
See, now all the state of Nevada, if you get a driver's license in the state of Nevada, it's a federal ID.
Yeah. Well, here they're not pushing them until almost the end of the year. After the, I think it's October this year, or October or November, one of those two. You have to have the federal one. Yeah. If you want to travel anywhere, if you want to get on a bus, plane, train, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, it's probably going to get to the point to where we're going to end up needing passports to go from state to state.
Well, we already have passport cards here. They went to the card.
Oh, to the card?
Yeah, the passport ID. Yeah. Yeah. Which I like because you ain't got to carry that book and shit. You just hand them the card and gone.
He saw the gold star and went, "Oh, David." Actually, my new wife kicked him out. He got mad and left because she wanted his parking space. LOL, she didn't. So I didn't kick him out. He got mad and left. Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But if I offended anybody out there who works for TSA or who's an air marshal, I'm sorry, but I think the hiring standards and your pay should be a lot higher than what you're getting right now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're right, David, because even here, if you go in, yeah, if you do it online, it's not going to be a federal ID, because here to get a federal ID, you have to have 7 points of identification.
7 points of identity.
Yep.
So what? Birth certificate?
Social Security card, any passport you may have, the license that's already on you, a bill, a couple of house bills like electric, gas, to identify where you actually
Well,
live.
it's going to really suck it if think about it. If a lot of these people go paperless, now they're printing shit like there's no tomorrow.
Oh, I hate that, because you know how many companies I deal with and it's paperless, pay online, but yet when I go to some government or even not even a government, a local government agency, they want copies of that, and I'm like, I pay online. It's direct billing out of my account. It's paperless. I don't get anything that has my address, so I physically had to go to like the electric company, the water company, all that, and get an actual printout. Yeah, and they charge me for the damn printout. It's like $1 to $2 at each one, but that adds up in the end of the day when you're trying to get 7 points of identification.
Yeah. Well, the other thing that probably is going to come down to it is you're going to sit there and you go to this federal government place.
Yeah.
You give them 7 or 8 whatever points of identity.
Remember what I used for my 7th bill. Oh, my DD-14. That's what I used.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And to sit there and prove that it's you, like your driver's license, your DD form 214, your birth, all this and everything, and they're going to encode a chip and they're going to put it in your forearm. So that now you go by and you just raise your forearm, and they're going to scan the chip and go, "Oh, yeah."
They've been doing that since '92.
They have?
Yeah, look, mine's right there.
Yes.
You can see the marking where it sits underneath my skin.
You're kidding me.
No, I've had that since '92. See it right there? See that little white, like, discoloration in my skin?
Okay. I can't see it, but I'll take your word for it.
No, it's right there. I mean, I can feel it. I've had that.
You got a chip that they can scan to prove that you're you.
Yeah, or if you got blown to pieces out in the field, they can go find your hand, go, oh, there he is. Yeah.
Oh, man. Hold it. Wait. David, we only require 3.
Well, at first, it was only 3 here if you got it done before a certain time. Because they were telling everybody, do it now because it only requires 3. After this date, you have to have 7 points.
I got a speeding ticket.
There you go. That's one.
Man, I got a speeding ticket. Does that count?
Yeah, that's one. Yeah.
I got this actually, I got this ticket. You're going to laugh at this one. I got this ticket coming back from McCarran Airport on the Beltway, coming back home. And I was leaving McCarran after I was going to TSA to turn in my paperwork for I can get the TSA pre-check.
Yeah.
So now when I did a ticket, then I just instantly go through pre-check. I don't have to take my shoes off or go through a stupid scanner or do all this other crap.
Well, see, I used to keep my federal ID in this one, and I think that's what blew the guy's mind, because when I opened it up, first thing he sees is that, and then my ID was sitting here.
Oh, yeah.
But if he was dumb enough to read the badge, all that is my concealed weapons permit. He didn't even take time. He just seen the ID and the badge, probably like, oh, go right on through, sir. I told the supervisor there, man, I could have had a trunk full of explosions. Well, no, because think about it. People always wonder how they get into the ports and the airports. That's why. I hate to say it's because of incompetent gate guards. I'm sorry.
Okay, I wonder if I take my old fire inspector badge and do the same thing and flip it open if nobody's reading badges anymore.
Well, see, I went out the last time I went out to the port to visit my friend. My TWIC card had been expired, been gone for a while because I don't go to ports no more. And I went to visit him, and I pulled up the gate to have him, buzz him to let him know I'm here. Because right before you go up to the deal to go in, there's a little turnoff where you can go and park in a parking lot outside the gate, and that's where I was headed. And I went to tell him, well, the guy remembered me from when I was an inspector out there. He just opens the gate and says, "Go on through." And I said, "Bro, no, you need to call him." "No, you can go tell him yourself." And I argued with him for like 5 minutes, and finally I just drove through, went to the house, and my buddy's like, he looks up, "How the hell did you get in here?" I said, "Dumbass at the front, open the fucking gate." Hey, he went down there and he chewed that guy from one end to the other. He said, "You'll be lucky if you can push a broom in this town when I get done."
Oh, man.
And I felt bad for the guy, but the thing is, I kept arguing with him. And he said, "Bro, you hold up traffic. Just go. Tell him your damn self. Like, I ain't got time to call anybody." So
Can you hold the fork down for a minute? I got to go get a refill.
Okay. All right. But, yeah, I drove up to the gate and went through the gate, went up to his office. And when he seen me, he liked to crap in his pants because he knew I didn't have my TWIC card no more. And here I was on a busy port. No ID, no nothing. Yeah, that's how that shit happens. They get used to somebody, and that somebody ain't supposed to be there no more, and all of a sudden they just wave them through. They don't do it anymore because nowadays you go to that port here now, you better have all 3 forms of ID, and you better know where you're going and who sent you. Because that time I pulled up and pulled through and went up to that guy's office, man, the rules changed heavy because, he was freaking out to the fact he knew I no longer had my TWIC card. And here I am standing in front of his office going, "Hi, Dave." Yeah. And I'm serious. You should see, because he's an old ex-colonel, you know what I'm talking about, from the military. And he looks up and his face was just like, he says, "How'd you get in here?" I said, "The guy waved me through. He told me, hollered at me. I tried to argue with him, and he said I was holding up traffic."
What a Busman 54 said, "My son works at a casino as a pit boss, and the documentation he needed for his gaming clearance was crazy."
Right. Oh, yeah.
Busman, are you here in Vegas or elsewhere?
Well, I had a friend of mine went for a job like that. You know why he didn't get his job? You know why he didn't get the job? One, because of his background check. It's because of his credit score. He had a lousy credit score, and they were worried that he'd be a sticky fingers.
Oh, you got to be kidding me.
No. Well, think about it.
This credit score was in the tank. He didn't get the job.
Right. Yeah. Because I knew a guy there, and I asked him, why did he not get the job? And he said, well, it wasn't nothing to do with his background. It was his credit score. And I was like, credit score? He said, yeah. He said they check their credit score. If it's at a certain amount, they think they're going to have sticky fingers because you're handling the casino's cash,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They thought you might be doing 5 for them, 1 for you, 5 for them, 1 for you.
Yeah, but with all the cameras and
yeah, that's what I'm saying. With all
everything else, you can't do anything in those casinos.
Yeah, because the cash room has 7 cameras alone.
And then you got the guy watching the guy who's counting the money.
And then a guy on the monitor watching the guy that's watching all the other guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's the reason he didn't get the job, because his credit score, which I've heard of companies doing that. If you was below a certain credit score, they wouldn't even consider you.
Back in the early 80s, I was working for a company called Grinnell Fire Protection. Yeah. And we were doing the rebuild and the retrofit of fire sprinkler system into the Las Vegas Hilton.
Yeah.
That had a major fire in the East Tower after the MGM Grand Fire here in town.
Yeah.
And so we were in the process of doing the casino, and this is before all the video and everything else. This is 80s, right?
Right.
80s. So you got to think. So the eye in the sky, what they had is two-way mirrors with all these concrete catwalks above it,
Right.
going around. And so I'm up there talking to one of the security guards up there, and they had phones, headphones, everything, radios, all the crap up there.
Yeah.
And I'm talking to one of the security guards. He goes, "Come here." And I come here, and he points down, and here's this guy with a cowboy hat on, a green jumpsuit, looks like just like a pair of overalls that you would zip up, one piece that you're going to go work on your car in, but it's nice and pressed and green, had jewelry all over his hands and everything else. And he's sitting down at a blackjack table. And he goes, "Watch this." And I'm sitting there watching this guy play $5,000 hands of blackjack. And the security guard looks at me and he sits there and we watch. $100,000 later, he pulls another 100 from the casino. And he goes, "You know who that is?" And I go, "No, who?" And he says, "That's Colonel Parker, Elvis's manager."
Wow.
And inside of 3 minutes sitting there, I watched him drop $300,000.
Yeah.
3 to 4 minutes. We were just talking, and it's bam, 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 bam. $5,000 a hand.
Yeah, I used to go to casino. Yeah, I used to go.
Eye in the sky type thing that they had here.
Yeah, I used to go to casino every once in a while with one of my old bosses I used to work with, and I'd watch that man in 5 to 6 minutes piss 10, 12 grand away.
Damn.
And I'm thinking to myself, that was my boat, my car. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he did it without even it's nothing. I'm like, must be nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just not batting an eye. That sit there, a guy come over, he'd sign a paper, all of a sudden a whole bunch of chips would be laid down in front of him, and he'd start in it.
Yeah.
And I'd sit there and go, "Okay, there goes my house. Oh, there went my, oh, geez, there went the addition to the house. Oh,
now you
new car. Oh, yeah, okay, hold on. There went the ATVs for the boys. Okay, yeah.
I used to tell his wife all the time, he's lucky. That's probably why he brought me with him. He's lucky that was an honest person. Because you know how many times he sat at that table and damn near got down to the last few hundred, hand me his card, have me go to the ATM and draw out more money for him. And I mean, he was so drunk and gambling, I could have probably took 10 grand off of him each time, and he would have just thought he lost at that table.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's the reason I went, because he'd get so drunk his wife didn't want him to drive because he had a habit of getting drunk and driving home that way.
No.
Yeah. So I actually got to clock in on the clock just to babysit my boss while he was at the casino.
Well, the bus man answered my question. I'm in Iowa. Farmers make good coin off
corn and soybeans.
Coin off of corn and soybeans. He works at the El Dorado. They own 30
across the U.S.
Yeah. Okay. There's an El Dorado in Henderson. As a Henderson fire inspector, I know used to do a lot of inspections in that place.
Yeah.
Plus many in your area. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was just totally amazing. I mean, the 2 years I spent in that casino, I never saw so many people be so frugalist with money in my entire life. And here I'm making. Now you got to remember, this is back in the early 80s, and I'm making damn good money at $20 an hour back in the 80s. All right.
Oh yeah.
And here I'm sitting there, and I'm watching these people just sitting there, just money away, throw it here, throw it there, throw it here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's just
while you scraping to make what you're making.
I'm making my house payment. I got 2 car payments. I'm trying to raise two boys, and
yeah.
I
know. I was like back in the mid 80s up until mid 90s. I was making 130 to 140,000 a year. But at that time I was making 42, and right toward the end I was making 45 an hour. But people didn't realize I was only getting maybe 4 to 5 hours of sleep between each day. And I was working 7 days a week. And of course, I was right. You know, I was like you. I had house payment, 2 cars, 7 kids.
Read Busman's last comment. This is pretty good. My son will watch a guy buy at a table with 40K and lose it, smile and say, thank you. I had a good time.
Yeah.
My son's thinking, tell me, Dad, you know how many Volkswagen parts I could have got for my Beetle? Yeah.
Shoot. Yeah. You could have built a couple of Beetles.
That was building a Beetle. You could have went out and brought a brand new
Beetle.
well, wait,
Yeah.
they stopped making them in Mexico. So you could have gotten a good Beetle.
Yeah.
A restored Beetle for 40K.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, you could have got one that already had all the toys on it. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it was totally amazing on that.
Oh yeah. I mean, yeah, even back in the 80s, if you're making $8, yeah, you were doing good. Yeah.
Yeah, you're doing good.
Yeah.
But it was just 2 years I spent in that. And here's the kicker. So I was talking about how they looked at it. It was 2-way mirrors in the ceiling that they had concrete catwalks going all the way around with radios and telephones up there and everything else to watch people, to catch cheaters and everything. Well, a while back, I sat there, a buddy of mine who's still in the fire sprinkler business in town, and called me up and asked me if I'd give him a hand doing some inspections that he was running low on people. And I said, sure, Tim, I'd give him a hand. So one of the places that he had the quarterly inspections, because you got to inspect fire sprinklers 4 times a year, was that the old Las Vegas Hilton, which has been sold and now is the Westgate or whatever.
Yeah.
And so we were walking around doing the quarterly sprinkler inspection, and I was up above the casino in that same catwalk, totally abandoned, now being used for storage stuff because of the concrete platforms and walks that they had up there and everything else. And everything now is done with video and cable and
right, cameras.
And so there's nobody up there. And we were walking up there, and Tim was with me, and I turned around. I said, you remember back in the 80s when we were piping the sprinkler pipe up here? And he goes, yeah. I said, remember how packed it was with security and guys? And he goes, yeah. And I sat there and I said,
they all got replaced by video cameras.
Yeah. I said, look at all the guys who lost their jobs.
Oh yeah, lots. Yeah. Well, that's like a lot of our industry here. People, oh, we want $20 and $30 an hour. And I'm like, for an $8 hour job, it ain't gonna happen. And they kept fighting for it. Well, they finally got it passed, but guess what? Half of every one of them lost their job because now there's machines doing what they were doing.
Mm-hmm.
And they get mad at me, and I said, well, hell yeah, he's smart. Think about it. That machine is not going to ask for time off. Ain't going to come in late.
That machine could work 24/7.
Yep.
All he's going to do is cost the owner money to power it up.
And maintenance every once in a while. Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
But the best story I heard was when we went up to the Hilton, we were doing the penthouse. And I even got pictures of this. And I think I gave most of them to my son to tell, because he teaches a fire sprinkler class for designers in Texas. And I gave him those pictures so he can use them. But we were up there doing the penthouse, and we're sitting there talking to all the security guards. Now, this is 80s, the early 80s and everything. And I think it was 1980. And we're sitting there, and they're telling us about how Elvis, when he stayed up there. So here's this penthouse, which is probably, I want to say, maybe 6,000 square feet. Okay.
Yeah.
Had one master bedroom with a bath, and the bath was the size of most people's master bedrooms.
Yeah.
Had a living room, a dining room, a kitchen that would have been in most gourmet restaurants. Okay.
Yeah.
And then 3 other bedrooms up there. And then they had an outside balcony that you could stand, and you're 30 stories, 300 plus feet above the Las Vegas Valley.
Yeah.
With a balcony or a patio area on the outside.
Yeah.
So in the on this living room, you're in the couch and you got the console TV. Now remember, back in the 80s, we didn't have no flat screens. We're still dealing with the CRTs. And
Yeah.
the TV sitting on the floor, with the stereo incorporated in it. And on the wall was these candelabras that had candle light bulbs in it that was there. Guards used to tell me that he'd sit there, Elvis would sit there with a 38 and be shooting the light bulbs out. And they'd be standing up there with boxes of light bulbs, unscrewing them and putting them back in and sitting and then he'd shoot them out again. One guard showed me, he said, Elvis gave me this ring and I took it off. He took it off and showed me the engraving on the inside, sat there and said, to, and it was his name, from Elvis Presley was the engraving. And this thing was loaded with, he says, I was part of the guards that sat there and it was a private elevator that took you from the showroom up to the penthouse. And that's where Elvis slept.
Yeah, I knew a bunch of old guys that used to work for Elvis, and they said that was one thing that man did. He lavished them with rings and bracelets and chains, and
So,
if you was good to him and kept your mouth shut, he took care of it. Yeah. Yeah.
So anyway, I was taking pictures because when I went and surveyed, I'd always will measure the room and then take pictures of the room. So as I'm designing the sprinkler system for it, I can go back and look at the pictures and go, okay, yeah, that's what's there. That's what's there. And measuring it out, I draw a rough floor plan of it.
Yeah.
So we're coming along the hallway from the kitchen was a long sweeping hallway towards these 3 bedrooms that were up there. And each bedroom had its own bathroom and everything else. And also we come across the second bedroom and there were bullet holes in the frame. And I go, what happened there? He said, Tom Parker was sleeping in this bedroom, Elvis's manager. Elvis was pissed at him and he was shooting at him, telling him to go to bed, leave me alone.
Yeah.
And the bullet hole was still in the bed frame or in the, in the door.
Everyone I ever talked to that worked for him said he had a temper when it came. And he unloaded that gun many a times. Never shot at anybody that they could talk about.
I was told he was a good shot, but he would sit there and shoot at you, miss on purpose
to get your attention. Yep. Strictly to get your attention. Yep.
Wait, hold it, David Collins. The machine never needed a coffee break.
Yeah.
When you think of it, the bathroom is the most important room in the house. Why do you think we make it look like a closet? David. Yeah. But so when I found all these pictures and T-Dub started, when he started teaching this class, he goes, I need to break up the monotony and everything else. I said, I got something to break up the monotony. And he says, what? And I gave him all the pictures I took of the penthouse up there. And then I told him all the Elvis stories that the guards told me. And so I said, here, if that doesn't excite young kids, because I mean, I'll be dead and buried and Elvis's name will still be floating around those. So, and I said, here, everybody knows Elvis Presley. So here, use it.
His music's still used in commercials to this day.
Yeah. Well, he's still making money hand over fist today.
Yeah. That way, his daughter is anyway.
Yeah.
And his estate. Yeah.
But
shoot,
I had a meeting. I'm still, at the time I was still part of the NFPA committee for fire sprinklers. And we had a meeting in Nashville, Tennessee. And I asked my wife, Nancy, and she usually traveled with me to these. And I said, you want to come with? And she goes, yeah. And she says, I'll come with. And so we were all done with the meeting. And I said, now what do you want to do? And she goes, why? And I said, we don't fly out for another 2 or 3 days. And I said, we have never been to Nashville and everything else. But I says, what's 3 to 4 hours away? And she goes, what? And I go, Memphis.
Yeah.
And I go, and my wife was a big fan. She had seen Elvis 3 times here.
Yeah.
And she had seen him. And I said, Memphis. I said, you always wanted to go. Now's the time. I said, you'll never get another opportunity. So we rented a car and we took off and I drove. And the only thing I wanted to go to Memphis for was for a barbecue place I saw on the Food Channel called Rendezvous.
Oh yeah.
Give me the barbecue. And so we walked. We spent all day at Elvis's place, did the tours and everything else, and then went downtown Memphis, Tennessee, and sat there and did the Rendezvous barbecue, and even brought some back to the hotel with us. But that was an interesting. I didn't know he was that big in the gospel singing, because a lot of records were in the gospel singing.
Yep. Oh yeah, he was big time in gospel singing, man. Remember, he made a few gospel albums.
Yeah, the gold records. You walk down this aisle. I mean, it had to be forever. I'm not even going to figure how long it was. And all these gold records on the wall, and you sit there and start looking at them, reading, what they were for and everything else. And a lot of them was for gospel. I mean, and I didn't realize that. The king of rock and roll. Hey, come on.
Some of his best songs were in his gospel. Yeah.
To
me. Yeah.
Well, I've been to Memphis, saw Graceland, famous barbecue.
Like that one song he wanted to put on one of his gospel albums. They told him it wasn't gospel enough, so he released it as its own. Was In the Ghetto.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because that's what when he was doing his gospel, that's what inspired that song to him, In the Ghetto. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. But yeah, I was 7 or 8 when he died. And I remember him dying because I was at my uncle's shop with my dad and all them. They all had their Elvis pork chops and stuff. Because everybody wanted to be Elvis back then. And I remember when they announced on the radio that it was playing in my uncle's shop. I think, if I remember right, I don't know the exact date, but it was August of 1977, I think. I don't know what the day was, but I know it was August of 77. And that's the first time I seen a bunch of grown men stand in a circle with pork chops, sobbing like little babies.
Yeah.
I mean, they were sobbing. I ain't talking about a little tear run down. I'm talking about they were crying like a 3-year-old you took his pacifier.
I didn't know until I was still in the Air Force, and I was stationed up at Hill Air Force Base in Utah. Yeah. And I didn't know until I came home, and my wife was she was gone. Yeah. I mean, and what happened? She said Elvis died. And she still has the scarves. Because she was front stage that he was throwing out. And she still has 2 of them.
Yeah. But I can tell people like, how you remember the month and year? I said, because I remember all my uncles and my dad all standing around, big burly dudes with pork chops, just
pork chop coming down to here.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's like growing a beard and shaving everything here and then here and just leave this.
Well, my driver's license now shows I got here. What's shaved is right here.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I call that the Irish look.
Yeah. And I wore that for a while, but then I don't get another driver's license for another 2 or 3 years. I get renewed every 10 years.
Yeah.
So I'll get another driver's license for 2 or 3 years. And that's the look I had 10 years ago. Well, almost 10 years ago.
Hang on. Let me show you something. Let's see if I can find it. In fact, I don't know if I still have it or not. No. Looks like it's not here anymore. Oh, well.
Busman says we were young and we all went to the drive-in to see him in the movies.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. We used to pick about watching them when I was a teenager, watching them Elvis movies, because every time they gave him a certain scene, he sung it. He even sung about the lemonade, Lemonade.
Whatever it was during the movie, he'd sing it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But he did a couple of good westerns I thought were pretty good.
Oh yeah, he did. Yeah. I wish he would have done a lot more of those westerns.
I thought he was better in the westerns than, let's say, as the Acapulco nightclub,
the race car driver and all that shit.
or the race car driver or whatever. I thought he was
Yeah.
better in the westerns than he was as that.
I tell you who else was good in westerns, and I wish he would have stayed with, and that was Burt Reynolds.
Mm-hmm.
Because you remember he was in was it Death Valley?
Yeah, and then what was it? Oh, what was the other one? Oh,
Oh,
whiskey. God. It was
oh
whiskey
yeah.
something. What was it?
But remember in the Valley, I think it was the Valley, I think, and he was the well, you know, back then he was called the half breed because it was supposed to be half Indian, half white man, you know.
Yeah.
And he was the oh God, what was he in there? Can't remember. It's been so long since I watched those shows.
Hold on, David Bussman. We still got drive-ins here in Vegas.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
They still have that station, 24-hour Elvis. Oh yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, even XM Radio's got an Elvis channel.
See, so that's what I told T-Dub. They said, as when I'm gone and everything else, and you're in your late ages of getting ready to retire, and you're still teaching this school, you can tell Elvis stories, and everybody will still know it.
Oh yeah.
You know, they'll know.
Oh yeah.
The thing
Yeah.
if you tell a story of somebody who was here, made an impression, and then gone, but didn't make the lasting impression that Elvis did. You tell a story about that individual, and to some kid who's just, you look at you, who's that?
Yeah, what are you talking about?
Yeah,
There's people not that yet, you know, not that far off my age now, and I'll be talking about a TV show back from the 70s or something. They're like, who? No, like,
Yeah.
never mind. Yeah.
So it's well, what was it? When both my sons were living here, I ordered the CD set when movies started coming out on disc and DVDs, and I ordered the DVD set of Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea that ran on
Yeah,
ABC.
I can actually go dig. If I can find the box, I can dig it out. I still have 5 movies in the player. You remember the laser disc that first come out? It was bigger. It's the size of a 33.
Oh yeah, I was going to say size of a full album. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a it wasn't called DVD, it was called laser disc. Yeah.
Okay. Busman said Navajo Joe. Yeah, Navajo Joe was a
Yeah,
movie.
that's it. Navajo Joe. Yep. That's it.
No, but there's one other one. Now you got me looking.
Yeah.
Holy smokes, we made it to 72 today.
Yeah. Yep, Navajo Joe. That was it. Thank you, Bushman. Yep. Yeah, you got me looking too. Yeah, look, I was right. He died August 16 of 1977.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I was still stationed. I was still in the Air Force, still at Hill Air Force Base.
Yeah. I knew it was August something of 77. I always have trouble remembering the date.
Actually, the Moonshine, the White Lightning movies of Burt Reynolds.
Yeah.
Yeah, those I'd like too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, when he was a shiner. Yeah.
Yeah. Or he just got out of prison for shining, and they wanted him to sit there and okay, come on.
Oh yeah, back in them days, everybody had the pork chops. That was a style, man. You had to look like Elvis. Yeah. Yeah, I got a picture.
Sam Whiskey, 1969. That's the one I'm thinking of.
What was it again?
Sam Whiskey.
Sam Whiskey. Okay. All right.
And
See, some of the movies I haven't seen in so long, man. I like when people bring them up because I'll write them down because I'll go find them and watch them again.
Well, that's what I did with T-Dub the other day when Kirk Douglas passed away. I
God, yeah.
I sat there and I said, "Oh man, I said, I need to go see In Harm's Way. And that was with John Wayne and Kirk Douglas.
Yep.
And that's a good World War II flick.
Yep.
And I so sit there and I went around and I got DirecTV and they wanted X number of dollars for me to record it in. And I screw
You know how many people I had to remind who Kirk Douglas was because they were like, I don't remember him. I said, yeah, you do. I said, you remember that movie you watched with me when he was in the net and he said, get your damn filthy hands off of me?
Mm-hmm.
I said, that was him. They're like, oh, that Kirk Douglas. I said, yeah, he died the other day. Yeah. And they're like, oh, wow. I said, well, he was 100 and something years old. So, don't feel too bad for him. He lived a long time.
Yeah. What was the other? Tough Guys. I told him, I said, that's the one you remember. And he goes, what? And I said, that's the last time Kirk Douglas and Burt Lancaster starred together.
Right.
And he says, oh, I remember that one.
Yeah.
No, I'm strolling through all of Burt's movies. Man, he made a lot of movies.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Burt, man, he started way back in the days. It started out Western.
He started in 1961.
Yeah. Yeah, he was in that valley. I don't know if it was the Valley or if it was Death Valley. It was one of those.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, he played Navajo Joe, and
Television, he started in 1958.
What was the name of the show? Does it tell you?
Flight. And he was Captain Sam Allen, and it only aired for 2 episodes.
Right.
And then in 1959, he was M Squad.
Okay.
And he was only in for 1 episode. But then he did the Pony Express.
Yeah. Yeah.
He did the Riverboat, which he was Ben Frazier, and it was 20 episodes.
Right.
Yeah.
Something. Yeah. See, the one I'm talking about, he was the blacksmith. And and everybody called him half-breed because he was half Indian, half white man. So,
and that was on. I remember that, and that was on TV.
Yeah, it was a TV series. Yeah, I won't say it was the Valley or Death Valley or something like that. I don't know, or I may have the name wrong, but he was the blacksmith. Yeah.
Hold on, I'm looking.
Yeah.
Now you got me thinking.
I want to say it was either in the
66.
It might have been.
Yeah, he was in an episode of Route 66.
Oh yeah. Oh, the Route 66. Yeah.
Yeah, this TV series.
Yeah. Oh, he was in a lot of TV series. Some of it he was in there.
He was Gunsmoke. His name was Quint Asper. He was a blacksmith.
Yep. Yep. Gunsmoke. Yep. Yep.
He was
Fester. Yeah, that's right. Because him and Fester always picked on each other.
Yeah.
Because Fester'd be like, if you look a half-breed boy, I'd will.
But he did 3 westerns. In 66, he did Navajo Joe. In 69, he did 100 Rifles.
Yeah.
And then in 69, he also did Sam Whiskey.
Sam Whiskey?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I do too, Bus, man. I remember the Dean Martin roast. Oh, my God. Shit.
Yeah.
I still watch those. I got the whole collection. Off the box set.
You brought a box set of the Dean Martin roast? That's some good TV there.
Oh, yeah. Well, what it was, I was in Walmart, and they were doing a electronic department clean out, I guess. And I bought the box set of that for like $19. For $15, I bought all the Dean Martin variety show. If you remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's like freaking 26 CDs in that sucker. So, yeah, I bought all kind of box sets for like, because they basically, we're selling it for this or it goes in a dumpster, pretty much. Yeah. They were cleaning house,
Mm-hmm. Well, they got to purge it every now and then.
Well, yeah, because there's crap sitting there. People don't even know who it is anymore. They don't buy it. So it just sits there collecting dust.
Now, who in the frick's Burt Reynolds, or who's Dean Martin for that matter?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, actually, the city, I should say, or I should say the county, because everybody has their misconception of Las Vegas.
Yeah.
The city of Las Vegas is where you see downtown Fremont Street and everything else. That's Las Vegas.
Right.
Okay. The rest of it is Clark County, but they call it all of Las Vegas. But
Yeah.
Clark County decided, God, I can't remember, several years ago to start. I mean, now we got a Frank Sinatra Boulevard, we got a Sammy Davis Jr., we got a Dean Martin,
Yep.
and they started naming streets after the guys who built this town.
Yeah.
Built this town entertainment wise.
Yeah. Yeah. Not the real guys.
Not the guys who actually laid
The
down
wise guys. Yeah.
mortar. I mean,
Well, I'm just saying they didn't name them the wise guys either.
yeah, no,
Yeah.
we weren't going to go there. I'd like.
Yeah.
Busman says I liked All in the Family with Meathead.
Oh yeah. Archie Bunker.
Yeah. What was it? The thing that we'd sit there and they were teaching and coming into the Air Force as I was just getting out there trying to do diversity and everything else. But rather than calling it diversity, they were calling it race relations and everything else. And so,
or as Archie said, "You pinko."
yeah, as us being educated individuals at that time, everything else is sat there and said, "Well, I'll be gone for the next 2 days. Where are you going?" "I'm going to Archie Bunker School."
Yeah.
And that's what we tagged it.
That's where I got one of my favorite saying. I say, "Well, I won't mention no names, but I'll look at the party and whistle." You remember Archie used to do that all the time?
Yeah.
I won't point fingers, but I'll look toward the party and whistle. Or did you just give me a shot? Was that a shot? That and a raspberry. You remember the raspberry? Don't you give me a raspberry?
The best episode was when Sammy Davis came to pick up his briefcase.
Oh God, yes. Yeah. And he kissed him.
Yeah. That was the best episode of all time.
Oh yeah. Old Sammy reached up and said, "Bye, baby."
Thanks for my briefcase back, or my suitcase, or whatever.
Yeah.
He had to come because Archie was driving a cab. So yeah.
Right. But it was funny though, because Archie just had that look like some bitch.
Well, I'm not. Well, actually, the look was, I'm not going to say anything. You know.
Yeah.
But,
yeah, I got kissed by Sammy. The candy.
He went into work the next day and told all his buddies he got kissed by Sammy Davis Jr.
No, not back in them days. Yeah. Yeah, I remember that. Meathead, Pinko.
And to think of Norman Lear, who brought that series on, that guy had to have a pair of balls. I mean,
Yeah.
how are you going to sit there and present a show like that to show somebody's racism or prejudice?
Yeah. But it was, he was just putting the truth out there. It's the way it was.
Hold it. I got it. David, no, I'm not going to do my 1:30 that I had planned to take a Dizzy slot tomorrow. Wife reminded me we had already made an appointment. I won't be home. I'll be home. I'll be back home roughly around 3:30, 4 o'clock, but no, I won't be doing it. That's when I started this cast, telling you I want to apologize. That's why I'm doing it now. I won't be on tomorrow.
Yeah.
Because of previous plans that I wasn't made aware of. In other words, CRS. And if everybody wants to know, okay, as you get old, there are levels. First one, CRS. Can't remember shit. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Next one is parental guidance, please. Next one is craft. Can't remember a fucking thing. CRS and craft right now. Okay.
Yeah.
So, no, she informed me when she sat there and says, "You doing this morning when we got up?" She says, and she goes, "Where are you going?" I said, "I'm getting on the computer. I got to tell everybody about the live show tomorrow." And she says, you're not doing the live show tomorrow." I said, "Yeah, I am." "No, we got this appointment." See, remember we made it way back. Okay.
Mm-hmm. That's like my wife says, "Hey, we got to go." I didn't know that. I told you 3 days ago. Okay, that was 3 days ago.
Remind me last night. Did you remind me this morning when I woke up? You know?
Yeah. I usually tell her, if you told me 3 days ago, that means it's 2.5 days of sleeping in the middle of that. And yeah.
I explained to her, I said, see, when my head goes down to the pillow, see, it goes down to the pillow.
That's a reset.
See, and all the stuff falls out of this ear.
Yep.
You see, and then it clicks empty, and then my head goes back up. Like, new date, let's go.
Yep. I got all this free time.
Hey, David, no worries. I got it. I knew what you were saying.
Yeah. Tom, not Tim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Busman, if you get set up, you want to join us, I'll send you the link.
Yeah.
I'm usually on Fridays from Las Vegas time, 2:30 in the afternoon, and I go for 2 hours until 4:30. We're coming to the end of it.
Yeah.
But every now and then, I'm going to do a Saturday show from 1:30, and it's going to be in the garage. And if everybody follows me, I'm restoring a 68 Camaro.
Yeah.
And right now, we're knee deep in putting in the stereo, and I haven't worked on it since my son was here in Christmas because
it's because it's been a while.
Yeah, I had the cold. I finally finished the cold, and then now it's starting to take. Okay, we're coming out of winter. Now we got to start doing stuff to the house. Out of winter, get ready for a summer type thing. And now I'm catching up on the house. And no, David, it's not time for another beer yet. No, not yet. I'll finish the show on this one. And so now I got caught up in the house. And tomorrow, once we get back from this appointment with the wife, I'll be back in the garage and I'll do a video on that and bring everybody up to date on the Camaro build.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's that at my age, that cold just sat there and took. I mean, when you have no ambition, no desire, no drive,
no reason.
no reason. Hey, the car's still going to be here. I'll still be here, God willing. I'm not going out.
Well, I always say I'll finish the project. If not, my wife's boyfriend will. Ain't nothing like getting a new girlfriend and a car at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had to take the car in and get it serviced on Wednesday, and sitting in the car dealership is all sorts of fun. So I brought a new book, and a lady the same age with me she's sitting here on her phone and she's going like this, and she's holding it way up towards her face so she can read it, and I go. And I look at her and I go, "You're reading a book?" And she goes, "Yeah." And I said, "So am I."
Yeah. Yeah. Not at all. Well, that's like when I had my '64 Ford Coupe with the split window, everybody's like, "How'd you end up with that?" I said, "Well, let's put it this way up. Me and my first girlfriend didn't work out after 3 years. She told me to get the hell out. So I got the hell out and I met my new girlfriend. And about 6 months later, she decided to ask me to move in her. And I happened to go out to the garage, and sitting underneath the tarp was her late ex-husband's '64 Ford Coupe. Halfway restored. Yeah. So, yeah, I inherited a girlfriend and a continuous project.
Okay, hold it. Kenny's in. Kenny, you still in Arizona? I want to come home. He's got to be still in Arizona. He's going to be there until, holy smokes, next week.
Yeah.
You're going to still be there until next Friday, Saturday?
Yep.
Dude, I got to have him up for a beer or two. Yeah, Pintop Lakeside. You're still there. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're going to be here next weekend, Kenny? Not until the end of the month? Oh, man. Still cleaning up? Hold on. Let's see what he says. I miss Saturday mornings. Well, gee, but if he's there till the end of the month, I'll probably have the Camaro ready to go back on the road. Nobody else better die on me. He's in Arizona because his aunt passed away, and he's helping clean up.
Oh God, man.
For everybody who wants to understand,
Yeah.
Kenny's is, and that's why Kenny hasn't been doing his Saturday and Sunday shows, is because he's in Arizona. He's on top of some type of mountain that has snow.
Yeah.
Yep, it usually is, Kenny. I ain't gonna say that, but it usually is. My dad's funeral was a big clusterfuck, and I wouldn't go to my mother's funeral because my sisters would be there, and I know they would turn it into another clusterfuck.
Oh, I'm gonna tell you what, man. When my dad passed away, he put me fully in charge of everything, and I love my dad to death. But if I could have dug him up and choked the shit out of him, I would have done it.
Oh, my dad.
I'm gonna tell you, you would not realize how many of my own family I had to have put in jail.
When I left Illinois, when I got discharged from the Air Force, I came down here to Vegas from Utah, and looked for work and everything else, and there was no work that I could find. So I had to go back to Illinois, Northern Illinois, where I was from, and I went back to school and sat there and started going back to school and found a career that designing fire sprinklers and everything else and going to school and everything. So then when the MGM fire happened, I sat there and I got hit by a headhunter to move back to Vegas. And he sat there and he says, I'll send you a check to move your family and everything else. And you got 7 days to do it. And I said, well, what do you want me to do with the other 6 days? Being a smart ass.
Yeah.
And so when I packed up to leaving, I sat there and I'm packing out my house, and I handed my dad my snow shovel and I handed it to him. And I said, here, you can put this to better use than I can. And he referred to some place to my body where the sun didn't shine that I could stick that thing. And I sat there and I said, okay. And I sat there and I said, if anything happens to you and you need me here, I said, don't make it in the wintertime, please. I said, spring, summer, or fall. And we're talking a little town called Northbrook, Illinois, 35 miles northwest of Chicago. I said, don't make it in the middle of winter.
Mm-hmm.
He died February 18th.
Right.
Coldest freaking time in Chicago. The lady, we got the next sheet. He died on a Saturday. We flew in Sunday. He sat there and the lady opened the door. I could just feel the cold air coming down. I'm from Vegas. I don't have none of this winter heavy coats and everything else for everything. She's, welcome to Chicago. The time is now 6:30 in the morning. Temperature is a -8 degrees.
Yeah.
I'm sitting right here because I know this plane's going back to Vegas. Tell my dad, thank you. Have a good, we're gone.
Yeah.
No. So my dad got me back. So just like you, Anthony, he got me back.
Yeah. Well, no, I was at my dad's funeral, and I noticed one of his brothers and two of the pallbearers which was one of his other brothers and a cousin of mine, wasn't at the funeral, and two of them were pallbearers. Well, my neighbor across from my dad's house called me on my phone and said, "Hey, Anthony," he says, "anybody supposed to be taking shit out of your daddy's shop?" I said, "No." He said, "Well, those three guys here loading up 2 pickups right now." And I said, he said, "What do you want me to do?" I said, "Do me a favor, call the freaking sheriff department now."
Yeah.
5 minutes later, the sheriff department calls me. I said, "Well," I said, I'll come sign the papers in a little while." I said, "I'm at my dad's funeral right now." And he's like, "I can tell the sheriff." He's like, "You're at your dad's funeral?" I said, "Yeah." And those 2 guys, both of them is his brothers.
Hold it. Kenny just sent me a picture. That's where he's at. He says it's 10 degrees out.
Oh yeah. 10 degrees with the sun shining. Yeah. But yeah, I'll never forget that, man. I still don't talk to my 2 uncles over that crap. Yeah.
So your uncles were unloading taking your dad's stuff out of his shop.
Mm-hmm. Because they had found out he didn't leave them shit. He left it all to me. And the sad thing is, Tom, half of it was in there. I already had my own shop. All they had to do was come to me and say, "Hey, do you need that? I'd like to have that." I would have said, "Here, take it."
Yeah.
Take it, because I got to clean this place out. Because I had to sell it and split between me and his two oldest sisters.
My sisters, well, actually, my two oldest sisters made my dad's funeral into a joke. I mean, and you can't sit there and argue with them and everything else, the whole 9 yards. And I just sat there and I just, you go with the flow type thing.
Yeah.
The thing that really irritated me the most was my older sister. While we were there, we were sitting there, and my brother Jerry was made executor of the estate. And I told Jerry, I sat there and I said, I'm going to go up. I said, I want to inventory all Dad's clothes.
Right.
And I said, I want to pack them up and get them ready for donation.
Right.
And donation. And I go, why? And he goes, donation, why? I said, we donate them. Then we can take the value that we donate them from the inventory, and we can write it off on the estate's taxes.
Yep.
Okay. And I said, do you have a problem with that? And he goes, no. So me and my wife went upstairs to my dad's bedroom. We packed all his clothes, rolled them up, put them in big plastic bags, everything else, brought it all down, handed the inventory sheet to Jerry and everything else. And my older sister, Kathy, goes, what are you doing? I said, we're inventorying Dad's clothes and we packed them up, getting ready for donation. No, we ain't doing that. I sat there and I said, it's not your call. No, we ain't doing that. I said, Kathy, it's not your call. Talk to Jerry. I already cleared this with Jerry. Jerry agreed. It's not your call. And all I was trying to do was help my brother Jerry out, because I know my sisters who live back in the area wouldn't help him clean out Dad's house.
Yeah.
I went back there for 2 weeks with a buddy of mine, and we cleaned out that house and got a dumpster there and got everything to clean it out, to help Jerry. Because I know Jerry he'd get help from his family, but they were all young. But he wouldn't get any real help type thing. That's why I said, no, I ain't going back there to sit there. And when my mom passed, what was it, 2 years ago? I told my brother Jerry, I said, Jerry, I ain't going back. He goes, why? I said, I ain't dealing with those sisters. No.
Yeah. Well, I got a big portion of that family I don't have to worry about, because of the fact that I convicted my uncle, and he spent some time in jail. Yeah. And they're still mad at me, which, bless their little hearts, it doesn't hurt my feelings at all. And I even told her, I told all my aunts, all they had to do was ask. I had no problem. I said, that's the reason my mom told me Dad did that, left everything, because he knew I would be fair about it, because he knew I didn't need none of it. So.
Hold it, wait. Kenny's sitting there going, did I get some footage of the famous wigwam? And then he goes, motel I can post. Hello, everybody. All right, Kenny. Hey, when you get back into town, come by the house. We'll pop open a beer and tell stories.
Yeah.
And maybe the Camaro will be ready to go. I still got to get the front end aligned, and I still got to get tailpipes on it before I start taking it to shows. I don't care if the paint's all done and I'm not all finished rubbing it out, but if I get the front end aligned and I get the tailpipes on it, we'll go to shows. Even though there's no interior in it, no windows, we'll go.
I'm gonna tell you how lucky I got. My buddy just redid the whole front end of his truck, and I did the old pipe in the ground with the string and the straight edge.
Mm-hmm.
All I was trying to do was get it close. That way, because he had to drive 30 miles to get it aligned. I didn't want him going down the road, So he drove it, and he called me up and said, man, that son of a bitch drove smooth as hell. And he says, yeah. And he said, and he goes, oh. And he says, by the way, thanks, asshole. And I go, what? He said, you just made me waste $68. I said, for what? He said, they hooked that son of a bitch up and said it was right on.
Old school. I love old school. No,
yeah, well,
I took my angle finder, put it on the disc, and sat there and adjusted it all up to 0 at both sides and dropped it down. So, but then it's an aftermarket front end and subframe, and it's it's got X number of degrees of camber put into it. For
Yeah. That's the way his. Yeah.
And I don't want to mess with it. And
Nope.
besides, these tires that are on it are 150 a pop. I'm going to get it dialed in.
Well, that's the only thing they had to do to his. They they brought him in a little bit, from the weight. That's all they had to do. He said it took him a whole 5 minutes.
Yeah.
But it cost him $68. Yeah.
No, they got it. Well, again, with the 4-link in the back and everything I did on it, it's a complete body alignment is what I'm going for.
See, he had big old mud tires on, and I did the old school. You make sure the steering wheel's straight, and you get them about as straight as you can. Then you do the little, you get to the edge tire, and you do that little horizon disappearing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because if you get to where you can still see them back tires, and your head's all the way over here, that some bitch is turned in. And I just eyeballed it because I was just trying to get close, and I got that thing where, when the first one eclipsed, the back one eclipsed at the same time. I was like, that's pretty straight.
If you drift away, you lose sight of the one and get sight of the other. So you're right, happy medium there.
Yeah. Yeah. You get them where they both eclipse at the same time, And I was like, okay, that's close. Go. And he drove and he said, you son of a bitch.
Well, Martin Wright just joined us, and Martin, we're getting ready to get off. We got about 4 minutes, and we're gonna be hanging up for this evening.
Yeah, I need to get up and get some stuff done before the sun goes completely bye-bye. It's almost there now.
Behind me.
Yeah.
Sun getting there, and it's not down mountains yet.
Yeah,
it is in the valley,
Yeah.
and it heads to California from here. So,
right.
Martin, nice joining us.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, since you're that close, Tom, I'm gonna go ahead and jump off here, man, so I can get out there and get what I need done before my daylight's completely gone.
All right.
I gotta walk to the other side and shut the shop up.
Okay. Thanks for joining me.
All right, later, everybody.
All right. Okay. Well, it was an interesting show. God, do we talk about subjects? What did we see? We hit TSA, I think. Now I'm going back. No, you got to understand that I've had a few of these. So we talked about TSA, then we did hit the air marshals, and we did talk about many things. So yeah. So Kenny, dude, man, I miss my Sunday mornings and my Saturday. Well, actually, my Saturday mornings and my Sunday mornings. But you get back, maybe I'll have everything all straightened out on the Camaro. We can sit there, and I could probably pick you up and we go do a show. And we can do this. And it's getting about time to sit there and call this a quits. Let me finish this off. I want to thank everybody for joining me. Hazy, I hope you feel better. I want to thank Cherokee Rebel. I want to thank Martin Wright. I want to thank David Collins. I want to thank Kenny Rotterfiles, David Collins, Northern Ohio Railroad Action. God, these long names. Everybody, Shandog, I want to thank you all for coming in. Let's see who else was here. David Collins. Scrolling through the text, the chat. Johnny 5, Gafka. I want to thank you. And Anthony, Redneck Way of Life, I want to thank you for joining me and hanging with me for the full 2 hours. And I am not going to make any plans for next week. Next Friday, my wife knows at 2:30 Friday I do it. A few folks I've been getting emails left and right, and hope you're okay. All right. And so I'm not going to make any promises on next Saturday. I'm just going to say I'll be here next Friday. And Terry, what's going on? And that we'll see what happens. I will try to do a short video and say what's going on and where we're going to go and pop it in there. And but it is 4:30 and it's time for me to end the show. I want to thank everybody for joining us. I want to thank everybody for the comments. And Kenny, text me, dude. Tell me when you're really coming back. Is it the end of the month? Man, you've been gone for a long time. 5 weeks? You'll be gone 5-6 weeks, the end of the month. So on that note, I want to say happy Friday evening to everybody. You all be good. Have a good weekend. And we'll pick you up next Friday. Peace.